My guy, Islam Makhachev. So, hey, my friend, I'm going to let you walk back. All them comments, RC, walk them back. Here is your tweet. Hey, Ryan Clark, now that's some dominance by Islam. I get it now, DC. This is the performance I've been waiting on against an opponent we needed to see. UFC matchmakers, you're up next. Now, that's you starting to lay the foundation for you walking back the comments. So, Ryan, the floor is yours.
First off, I don't have to walk back any comments. We talked about a particular fight, and I said that fight was boring because it was. And he
did finish the fight. He did finish the fight. You called
he did eventually finish the fight. It was his first 5-round fight.
Yep.
Right, and so he did eventually wear his opponent down. But even in that opponent, even though that was what a jiu-jitsu specialist, I still didn't see. I didn't see the ferocity. I didn't see the violence, even on the ground. They kind of just moseyed around. He wore him, and after a while, he was a bigger fighter, and he eventually submitted him. This was different. Right? You got a guy like Dan Hooker, even though he's taking this fight after RDA has to be pulled out. Dan Hooker is not only a professional, Dan Hooker is one of the best fighters in his weight class. Right? We've watched Dan Hooker go toe-to-toe with guys like Dustin Poirier, right? With guys like Michael Chandler. And so when you see that and Islam dominates him in this fashion, and you knew it. Once he took him to the ground, it was a total mismatch.
Too early. He was dry. So I spoke to Islam last week. I sat down with him for a little short interview. And as we're speaking, Khabib comes in and he says, this is Islam.
Oh, so Khabib walked in, so you started crying.
No.
From emotion. You were overwhelmed.
Ryan. Okay, I was a bit emotional.
Okay,
I got excited.
I thought so.
I will say it. Like, as you admit you love Troy, I can admit I love the guys. But anyways, we were talking, and Khabib said, I remember when the UFC went to New York for the first time, Madison Square. It was the same night he yelled, I want to fight your chicken when Conor became double champ, and he fought on the prelims. Khabib fought Michael Johnson, who at the time was number 6.
Yep.
Khabib was number 5, right? Khabib went out there and submitted him with a kimura.
That was kind of like the start of it for me when I started paying attention to Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Look at what Islam Makhachev got him with the other day, with a kimura lock. Number 5, Islam Makhachev. Number 6, Dan Hooker. It's almost eerie how similar these situations are. Islam said having Khabib in the corner is almost like a cheat code.
I saw that.
It's like a video game, right? Because Khabib told him, he goes, step over the head when he had the kimura lock. Because at a point, if your body is in the side control and you go to kimura, you cannot extend the arm as far back as you need to. Look at Dan Hooker's arm, bro. It's like the shoulder pressure starts to just rip and tear. Everything tears.
DC,
and then the arm breaks.
DC, that brings a different question to my mind, though. Like, we talk about coaching and cornering on this show kind of ad nauseum because it's so important. When you hear Islam say having Khabib in the corner is like a cheat code or it's like cheating, how much does that matter to have someone who did it at such a high level? Because almost as Khabib is watching these things, he's talking him through what he would do.
Yes.
He's talking him through what he sees, and that's different than football. Because my coach during the play can't communicate to me what to do. That has to be not only comforting, but it does have to be, in a sense, almost like an extra added help for a guy like Islam to have a coach who's been in those situations right there being able to coach you.
You know what I like to relate this to? And I think this is the most important thing in regards to that. When when Tony Romo retired, right? The following year, he did commentary.
Yes.
And it seemed as though he knew the plays before they went.
He was basically playing quarterback from
because he was so fresh out the game.
Right.
If you would have went and sat at a commentary table, Ryan, right after you retired, you would have called all the coverages.
Right.
You would have saw the plays. Now, as you remove yourself from it, you become a little less familiar because the game continues to evolve. That's what Khabib is doing right now. He fought last year. He's still so fresh in the game that everything he sees out there, he can still relate it to what he did only 12 months ago. Right? So it's like, I think that is where, because everybody's like, Romo's a genius. I'm like, guys, 12 months ago, the guy was in the quarterback meetings. He was breaking down all these coverages so he knows where he would have thrown the ball. So that's how he knows where Dak's going to throw the ball. So don't, like, it's just the same with us as we call these fights. So having Khabib gives him that extra layer, another set of eyes, because Islam was trying to torque on the arm from the side control. Khabib's like, step over. And once he stepped over, he got the finish.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.